Yo, 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 what's good, fellas? We're back with another. Today's gonna be an all upper body day. So you know how that's gonna be. A little bit of chest, a little bit of biceps, a little bit of back, a little bit of triceps. And you know, every day we getting that core in there. Not directly, but hey. Now that I'm bracing with my core, getting everything right again, that's the thing. You find these little things, that kind of throw your lifts off. Like for a while, my biggest problem, not bracing my core. I fell back into that slump again. I'm bracing my core again, right? And everything's moving smooth again. Obviously with our last chest video, you seen how I got to build the little muscle in my shoulder back there. But even after that week of lifts and stuff, I'm starting to feel good again. You know what I mean? The weight's kicking right back up, right to where it was. It's just, you fall in these little slumps where you forget these little muscles or, just little things that you take for granted in your lifts, when you're trying to push heavy weight, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why we're scaling back, getting away from powerlifting. I know I say it all the time. I got to get away from powerlifting. It's just the ego that kicks in that makes me want to do it. But hey, I'm back to bodybuilding, especially, it's March here, summer's on the rise, I don't think I'll really have to cut as much this year, to have that little summer bod rolling in. But, regardless, we will be starting a cut pretty soon, but for now, I'm still going to stay steady bulking because yo boy love to eat. And the thing is though, like I shut it off so quickly too. Like honestly, like even when I'm bulking, I feel like I want to bulk harder, but my body doesn't let me, and like my body just doesn't hold weight like I wish I would. I know it sounds stupid, but like some people just want to lose weight. Like that's the biggest thing. But like at the same time, I have a hard time maintaining weight. But either way, fellas, like I think that's a good problem to have. But hey, either way, I think we're gonna go get the list. All upper body day. See you guys on the flip.
Alrighty, fellas, so we got coming in here, nice 205. Usually we're rocking that 225, but with really trying to build that muscle back up in my shoulder and allow for my benches to take a step forward. It's taking that little step back. So even though it is a little step back, it's still 3 sets, 10 reps, which where I kind of was at a standstill at 225 doing, before I was doing 225 for 10 reps, and then like. I got a little sloppy with my form, a little lazy with things, and that's what took me away from doing 3 sets of 10 at 225. So to kick it back just a little bit, refocus on the form, build the muscles back up right. That's what's really important. But here also, incline bench with the dumbbells. Three sets of 10. I didn't mean bench, but incline dumbbell press. For 3 sets of 10. It really does help build that muscle up, really focus on, keeping everything intact, especially because, with the dumbbells, you can obviously sway a little bit. But regardless, let me come over here. We got our preacher curls, 3 sets, 7 and 7 and 7, 7 full, 7 half, 7 partials. The partials are really what kills you more on this because after you do the full range of motion, half range of motion, and then that tight squeeze, it's like, whoo, it's like that cherry on top. But regardless, that's one thing. Came in heavy with the chest, then we come in with the biceps, and then we roll into our back because that's the thing. I want to, focus a lot more time into my chest, especially right now, with trying to build back the muscles a little bit better, for just getting sloppy with my form. And that's the thing. I want to have all my power go into that. My back's always been something that's really good. So right here, we got the lat pull down with the mag grip, 3 sets, 10 reps. Nothing new there. But then we bring this one back from the vault. The tricep push down with the overhead like that, which really allows more stretch with the range of motion. It's 3 sets of 10 for that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to do, before I veered away from this, I was doing it with 100 easily. Now I'm coming back to it. I'm doing it with 90. Maybe I tap it down to an 80. Third set. But regardless, it's one that I'm bringing back to help build a bigger tricep, and also that will help build the bench a little bit better. because use a lot of your triceps when you're benching, believe it or not, along with your chest. Obviously it's a compound lift, so putting those two together, and then building that little muscle on my back of my shoulder will really help amplify it. Right there, we just did the overhead press, so that was, a shoulder workout right there, 3 sets of 10. Then we come over here, we got our lat pulls here, 3 sets, 10. And that's the thing. With this one right here, I feel like this allows me to help widen my back out too, along with, the lat pull downs.
Well, fellas, that's a wrap on today's lift. Looking good, looking great. Hopefully, I'm not gonna lie. Riding that borderline, like, almost like puking, like I was going so hard. One last one. I'm out. I work so damn hard. Whew, that's all I got for today. I'm smoked. Alrighty, fellas, and that's a wrap on today's lift. What a good day. It's a great way to start the week out. On a Monday with an all upper body. It's that feel good thing after a long weekend, because you know how the lifts be. Work out all week and then chill on the weekends. And to get back out there, feels good. Especially everything's feeling better now. Like I said, everything's coming together with the shoulders. So like the bench pressing is feeling a lot more smoother. The bracing, I'm getting that back of my core, really focusing on, brace with your core and let the mind muscle connection do the rest, But either way, fellas, it was a good one. Pump check looked great, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been bulking / maintenance for like most of the winter. I got these Invisaligns. If you know anything about them, it's definitely, pretty hard to eat when you got these things all the time, You got to keep your teeth clean all the time. But either way, we've been thugging that out, and making sure no matter what, we're at least getting maintenance calories. So, with this whole winter and stuff, kind of being a maintenance / bulk, yes, I've been able to throw on a layer, but sometimes, I slim right back out, which actually, like, I don't slim completely back out, but, it's a good thing, in the sense that, I'm not going to have to cut as hard, I guess. Like, the thing is, I keep that nice layer. So, like, I'm always, building muscle. So, I'm not going back in any sense. But, there's times where I feel like, I'm in a standstill, and I'm not going anywhere. But either way, with that being said, the good thing is, we kind of keep like a lean bulk, I would say, which is, very easy and nice. Because you're not going to stretch your skin out too much, because that's the one thing. If you bulk too much, you can stretch your skin out and, kind of lose a lot of your definition that way, because now your skin's stretched out. But, hey, either way, like I said, we kind of lean bulk. So, going forward, I really don't think, I'm probably going to wait till the end of March here, maybe like beginning of April to start the cut. Because realistically, it's only going to take me no more than a month or 2 months, And that's when, the really nice weather's going to be out, and that beach weather, that beach bod, getting everything ready. Hey, either way, though, fellas, I'm excited. The weather's kind of broke here, and, I'm just ready for summer. Like, I'm going to be heading to Florida in 2 weeks. So, hey, video going to be coming again. Mog in a city near you. Hey, that's why I love it. If you guys stay to the end, you get to know all the good stuff, you know. Either way, though, fellas, a lot's going on, and, you know, a lot to look forward to. But, hey, either way, if you made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate it. As always, stay hustling, stay grinding, stay focused. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one.